All right, let's go ahead and uh, take a look for our lesson for today. Today we are going to be talking about solving equations by adding and subtracting. Okay, so our goal for today is to solve equations by adding and subtracting. There won't be any multiplication or division, or there won't be any multiplication or division today. There will be tomorrow, though. So let's take a look at our first slide. Our first slide that we have here is talking about our vocabulary. Our first vocabulary word here is equation. And an equation is a mathematical sentence that show that two expressions are equivalent. Our next vocabulary word is inverse operation. Inverse operation are operations that undo each other. Addition and subtraction are inverse operations, and multiplication and division are inverse operations. All right, let's take a look at our first example. It says determine which value of x is a solution of the equation. It says substitute the value for x in the equation. Now, what we're going to do here is we are going to select the values for our variables, and we're going to substitute them into this equation to see which one works. If you notice, it says x equals 5, 7, or 23. And what we want to do is we want to substitute these into this x right here to see which one makes that statement correct. Okay, one of those is going to. So what we're going to do is we're going to substitute these values into this equation. So instead of an x, we're going to put in, say, a 5 plus 8 equals 15. Then we can do a 7. The 7 plus 8 equals 15. And then we'll do 23. So we'll do 23 plus 8 equals 15. Now, when I work these out, if I do 5 plus 8, well, 5 plus 8 equals 13. Okay, so that can't be correct because obviously 5 plus 8 equals 13, not 15. So, it can't be that one. Then over here we have 7 plus 8. Well, 7 plus 8 equals 15. So that one is correct, but I'll go ahead and double check the final one. 23 plus 8. 23 plus 8, well, let me see. If we do 23 plus 8, that gives us 31. Well, that can't be correct either. So the correct value for that has to be this 7 right here. So your answer would be 7. Okay, it's that simple. Now, they're not all going to be that simple because on some of these we're actually going to have to be finding the value. It's not going to give it to us. We have to substitute it in. But let's take a look at our next slide. All right, right here. On this one, we have to find the value of n. Now, we're going to start with fairly simple ones because you guys could probably tell the answer by looking at this. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to solve these using a method called the balance beam. Okay? Now, what I mean by that is we're going to start at our equal sign, okay? And we're going to draw a line straight down. Then I'm going to draw a line over like this. Now, what we're going to do is we need to eliminate all of the numbers on this side of our equal sign so we have something that just says like our variable equals a number. Okay? So on this one, we're going to need to get rid of this 10 right here. So we need to use its inverse operation. We have to do the opposite of whatever this 10 is. Okay? We need to get rid of it. Now, to get rid of this 10, to make it 0, we have to subtract 10. Okay? Because 10 minus 10 is 0. So that's 0 plus n equals. Now, whatever we did to this, whatever we do on this side of the bar, whatever we do on this side of the bar, we also have to do on this side over here. Okay? So, Since I subtracted 10 on the left side, I also have to subtract 10 on the right side. Well, 18 minus 10 gives us 8. Now, 0 plus n, we know that that's the same thing as just saying n, so it's going to be n equals 8. So, we know the answer to my equation is going to be 8. And you could also tell by looking at this. I mean, 10 plus what equals 18? Well, we know that 10 plus 8 equals 18. I'm showing you this balance beam method because this is going to help you a lot, especially when you get to algebra and whenever we have multiple step type problems. All right, let's take a look at our next example. Okay. All right, we have the same thing. Again, I'm going to use the balance beam. I'm going to draw a bar straight down from my equal sign. Okay. Now, I need to get rid of this minus 8 right here. I need to look at the operation in front of that. I need to get rid of this minus 8. Now, what is the opposite of minus 8? Well, plus 8. And those cancel each other out or become 0. So that's going to leave me with P equals, I also have to add 8 to this side right here. Okay, because I did it to this side over here, so I also have to do it to this side over here. Now, 9 plus 8, that gives us 17. So the value of P is going to be 17. Now, you can always check your answer also by substituting this value back in to your variable. Okay, so to check that, we simply put this 17 in for the variable. So this would be like 17 minus 8 equals 9. Well, let's check it. 17 minus 8 does equal 9, so that checks, and we know that we got it correct. Okay, now if you did something wrong here, whenever you did your check, you wouldn't end up with 9 as your answer. You would end up with something else. All right, let's move on to the next example. All right, again, I start with my balance beam. Always start with my balance beam. Now I have to get rid of minus 11. So what's the opposite of minus 11? Well, the opposite is plus 11. I have to do that to both sides of my balance beam, this side over here and also this side over here. Okay, so my 11s cancel each other out. Now, 22 plus 11, well, that gives me 33. So I know the value of y is 33. Okay, again, I can check it. Let me see, if I had 22 and I set that equal to, substitute my answer in there, 33 minus 11. Well, if we do 33 minus 11, we do get 22, so I know that my answer is correct. All right, let's move on to the next slide. Oh, that looks like it. Fantastic. I think you guys will do well on this. Just remember, use your balance beam because that's how I'm going to want you to show your work, and that's what I'm going to ask you to see if you have any questions. Good luck.